On today's episode of Steel Noise, I sit down with artist and business owner Emily Reid. Hailing from the south coast of New South Wales, Emily started out as an artist drawing and illustrating, which led to her opening an art gallery in the small town of Ulladulla. As her creative journey expanded, she found her artistic direction leading to her becoming a tattoo artist. She now owns a successful tattoo business, Blank Space Tattoo Studio, home to a number of resident tattoo artists and often hosts guest tattooists for a period of time. So without further ado, let me introduce you to Miss Emily Reid. Hey, Em.
Hey, Jake.
How are ya?
I'm good.
Thanks for coming and sitting in with me and having a yarn.
Oh, it's so good.
Let's we got here Little Giant Barossa Shiraz.
Yeah, that's from South Oz, hey?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's the
Barossa.
good one.
Is Barossa in South Oz, or is that just the name of the
I
Shiraz?
think that's where it is in South
Alright.
Oz.
Here you go. Pour it.
Bit of ASMR for you.
We'll give ourselves a nice generous serving. here.
Thank you very much.
Just so we
Fancy
don't-
glasses.
Yeah, they're only little though. You don't get a whole lot.
That's probably good for me.
Yeah. All right.
Cheers.
Sweet as. Cheers.
Cheers.
Keen as to have a chat with you. Very good.
Mm.
Well, start us off, Em. Just give us a little bit of an introduction. Tell us, just your name, where you're from, all that kind of stuff.
So my name is Emily, and where I come from. I think, now my name is Emily and I'm a tattoo artist is pretty much my whole identity.
Your intro.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
pretty much Em Reid. Emily, I just like to make sure I add that here and there because everyone keeps calling me Emma. I'm definitely an Emily. But yeah, tattoo artist living on the south coast, God's country.
Ain't it?
Having the best time of my life with my fiance
Oh,
in my little blue house by the lake.
oh man.
Living the dream.
Yeah, you got it going on at the moment, huh?
Yeah.
Fucking oath.
Just got a couple of chooks,
Couple of chalks to add to the zoo.
set up a veggie patch. Now we've got everything that we've ever wanted.
Wow, so good. You guys are really getting a petting zoo going over at that
We
place,
are.
eh?
I've been trying to get a duck, but Tito won't let me.
Oh, a duck's noisy.
Apparently they stink.
I've heard that.
So I sucked into the neighbours. It just pains your knee.
Yeah, fully.
But yeah, I think that they're super stinky. And I know that Tito will end up
Tito don't like stink.
and he'll end up fucking looking after them.
Yeah, fully. So, have you always been, so you're from Ulladulla area?
So originally I am from the Hawkesbury Shire, so kind of at the base of the Blue Mountains.
Right.
And I went to primary school there, and when my dad passed away, we moved to Cronulla to live there with my mum and her partner that she met a little bit after. And we came on holidays down to the Durras when we were younger, and they fell in love with the area. And one school holidays, they drove down and were like, this is our home now.
Sweet. How old was
I was
how old were you?
13.
Oh, yeah.
So I started Ulladulla High, full fresh, didn't
Boom.
know anyone.
I didn't know that, eh?
Yeah, first day.
What?
Yep.
I just assumed you would have been here. I knew you weren't originally from here, but I thought you might have come late. I just assumed 7 or 8.
Yeah, no, I did like the sketchiest, scariest thing.
So hectic.
New high school, new friends,
Wow.
and just weaseled my way into the crowd.
Wow, sick. All
Yeah.
right. I actually didn't know that. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, I guess you did the rest of the time living here. Have you always been here? Have you lived away since then?
I've lived away since then. When I turned 18, I was like, fuck, I'm a big fish in a small pond. I need to break free.
Yeah.
Moved to North Narrabeen and spent a little bit of time up there, made some really cool friends. Kind of got into like a little bit of like the art scene up there, met a really awesome dude called Brian Daly, and he kind of hooked me up with a couple of galleries. Had a really good time, but I got a little bit sick. My thyroid died, and I didn't really know it at the time, but I was feeling like super lethargic, really depressed. So I was like, oh, I'm just going to move home for a little bit, get my shit together, hang with my family. And then, you know, once I started feeling good, I kind of was like, whoa, I've seen so many cool art galleries and like fun gigs in Sydney. What I would really love to do is kind of do something like that down in Ulladulla. And, you know, while I'm trying to get my health back to normal. Also, too, it was just like, I like being in a small pond. I absolutely love it. It's scary out there.
The appeal of going to these big places, and you're like, I kind of like knowing everyone and knowing where I'm going and knowing everything.
The safety support is epic. I love
community's big,
community is huge. And
Fucking
just craved it when I was up there. And I think too, like, I'd grown up down here working in all of the like restaurants and cafes, so I'd created like a pretty huge, I don't know, like community security blanket, I guess. And so when I kind of knew that if I started something down here, I would have that community behind me. Yeah. And I kind of didn't really plan on being here for very long, but that was 10 years ago. And here we are. I'm so rooted in the zone. Like, try and rip me out a day.
Oh, no, you're just so locked now. You got your anchors well down.
Well down.
Well down. Hey, so after that, did you become an artist? Was that your career, or did you have to do something as well? Was it paying the bills?
Nah, I was still hustling. Like, I definitely had to work in hospo still and draw on my days off, nights off. Still ran like a lot of exhibitions. When I did set up the business that I wanted, that I'd been so inspired by Sydney for, I was running workshops and doing art classes for kids and doing exhibitions, which you were a part of one of them. That was a big night.
That was a big night.
But yes. I definitely still had to pay the bills. Even having a business, I wasn't making any, so I worked in heaps of different cafes. Waitressing, yeah. A bit of a cook as well. Cooked at Pilgrims.
Yeah, that's right. Pilgrims.
Yeah, so did that for just, the balance was pretty hectic, but kept hustling. And then,
so, like, on that, tell us a little bit about Blank Space then. Before tattooing, let's just talk about Blank Space.
So the OG.
OG, that's what we'll just talk about then.
So that's the business that we did all those fun things at. Which was sick.
That was the golden era.
That was the golden era.
Fucking oath it was. Main street of town.
Yeah. And I think because I started it with my best friend Laura. At the time, she wasn't my best friend. She was just kind of like a girl that we'd gone to school together. We kind of knew each other. But she'd also came home. Or maybe she was still living in Sydney. But Laura Smith, yeah. So she had that feeling too of like, I've been in Sydney. I've been seeing all this cool stuff. But, you know, like, where are we going to put this energy that we have? And so we had a coffee on, like, the Monday, and by the following Monday, we'd found a space. Yeah. And we had fuck all money. I think we each put in $1,000 to start the business. I spent $500 of mine on fiddle leaf fig trees.
Oh, you had sick ones in there.
Yeah.
I remember that.
One's still kicking.
Wow.
Yeah. It's not looking as beautiful as it was.
It's like my garden inspo, that one. I go in there and I go, man, that thing's huge. How do you do that?
Yeah, it's so good. Yeah. But it's the only thing from the time we set up. Yeah. So best $500 I ever spent.
Fucking hell.
But yeah, so within like a week we'd had the space and we just brainstormed and things moved really quickly, which felt kind of like the universe was like, yeah, do it. Like, you're in the right path. Yeah. Even so much so when we'd have exhibitions or, you know, big parties, the cops, I think it was so new to the area. No one really knew what to do. And we had people from all age groups, you know, like we had young, like people in their like teens to like 50-year-old women coming to these events because everyone could just feel that there was like this hype, this like gold mine of like creatives and energy. So the police kind of like would be super lenient with us.
Just copped it, huh?
Yeah, well, we got like a billion warnings, but they were super, super like, come on, girls, you can't serve liquor. It's illegal. And we're like, oh, sorry, officer.
Yeah.
What if like, and then the next time we'd be like, what about a gold coin donation? And they're like, no, that's
No,
still not allowed.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really
So
fun.
good. Yeah, sick. And then, because like what, you had bands, you had exhibitions.
Yeah.
So Laura Smith was a florist at the time?
No, not yet.
Okay.
So she had just finished fashion school.
Right.
She'd done fashion school. I did no study. I just kept doing hospo.
Yeah.
And then, came together for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I can't even remember what I was saying just then.
So, I've had a bit of a malfunction there.
A glitch.
I'm just making sure my computer doesn't go to sleep and cut us off.
Oh, true. That would be devastating. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
So-
yeah. They were the golden years.
They were the golden
for
years.
town, really, weren't they?
Yeah. We had no idea what we were doing, but we had a lot of fun
Yeah.
and made fuck all money, but kind of created a name for ourselves even in the town of like, oh, these two chicks are doing something.
These chicks are getting up it.
They're getting off it.
Getting proper
And it was a
up
good experiment.
It was.
But all good things have to come to an end, and we did have to actually start making money.
Yeah. And it wasn't making enough.
Nah.
The exhibitions would crank, but then it's like in between, I guess, would have been hard, right?
Well, another thing too is like kind of everyone was there to have a good time, but not many people were leaving with artworks.
No, well, because all our friends are just budget dregs. Like we're all just like, especially then we were like apprentices and young, and no one
had a
fortunate.
house to even hang anything up
That's true.
in. So like, obviously they appreciated the art, but at the end of the day,
to have that opportunity to see that kind of stuff.
But this is where it kind of like led me into tattooing. So next door was a tattoo studio.
Yep.
And Bender, the guy who was running it, ended up being like a really good friend while we were running the gallery. And for some of our events, we would offer kind of like a backdoor $50 tattoo for something that were related to the exhibition that we were doing. And I kind of, saw the hype in that and thought, oh shit, like young people aren't going to buy artwork to hang on the wall. Like they can't afford it. They don't have houses to hang it in. They're going to buy artwork for their body.
Yeah.
So that kind of seems like I should be sort of getting in that direction.
And so that's how tattooing started.
Yeah. So I
that,
was just helping Bender out. I was a pain in his ass. Yeah. He was fucking over me by the end.
Did you do your apprenticeship with him, or did you just... Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And so it started out pretty sweet at the start, where I still had the gallery and I could like dip in and out and help him. But then I started to get more drawn to the tattoo shop and less drawn to the gallery, and Fuzz, aka Laura, was feeling the same way, and she had started really getting into like flowers, and she was hanging out with another florist that was inspiring her. So we were like, shit, like we don't want, it's not that we admitted defeat at all, but we were like, I think that
growing in your art form.
Yeah, I think that this like era is ready to be finished, and we're ready to start the next thing. So it ended really like kind of beautifully and amicably, of course. And we're still best friends.
You gave the town like some of the greatest.
Yeah. And
especially the summers. Remember the Who Shot Summer Party where everyone got a film camera and shot their summer?
Yeah, that was Laura's genius idea. It's actually the reason why one of the main reasons why we opened the gallery. She was like, I've got this insane idea where I just give really cool, influential people a film camera and get them to shoot their summer, and I'll make a book out of it and we'll do an exhibition. Yeah. And that was like one of the first things we did, and it just absolutely went off and kind of put us on the map for those people as well.
It was so good. It was so good. And you had good bands there. Like you had Wash played, right?
Yeah.
McTaggart.
Yeah.
And who else was in the band at the time?
Bowie Foster
and like others.
Yeah.
So I can't
We've
quite
had
remember.
so many people. I wish, this feels really bad that I can't remember. But we had even one guy hit us up who had just done really good on like either The Voice or Australian Idol. And he had so many teeny boppers that were like frothing on him. We had to do like a full under 18s concert in the back alleyway.
I can't remember that.
Yeah. I feel so bad that I don't.
Was it Nathan Hawes?
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah,
huh?
it was.
It was, hey?
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
don't know how I remember that.
Holy shit.
I know him, not ultra well, but like I'm
Okay.
I'm friends with him. Like
It
I
was
haven't done a lot of time
wild.
with him.
He was
but
like,
he's a
I'm
lovely
doing
guy.
a huge tour of the South Coast.
yeah.
Can I come to blank space? We were just like, what the fuck? Are we going to have to get security for this?
Yeah. I'm sure it was. Hopefully I didn't get that wrong. But yeah, he's a lovely lad.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a
We
champ.
had like dumb punts. We had heaps of cool people. We met heaps of people. Also, too, we were in a small venue, so we did line up heaps of like after parties for the Marlin. So we had like Skeggs play there, the dumb punts.
That's right. Because the Marlin Hotel was down the road.
Yeah, like a
So we'd
very
have fun
quick
there, and then once you
downhill.
got a bit carried away, just
yeah.
down you go down there and blow that joint up. Yeah.
Exactly. So,
Oh, that was so good, man. Like, yeah, I haven't even really thought too much about that since.
but
right
I
now.
just feel like it was so like the right time, the right place, the right vibe.
the
like,
right age.
The
too.
right age, yeah.
Like my whole crew, your whole crew was obviously a few years older, but it was like early to mid 20s.
Yeah.
Everyone was in that.
Yeah.
That was the time that it had to happen.
It was iconic.
unreal.
I'd love to get some footage of Dane of all
There's
of
some
that. Because this year's
There's
our
heaps.
10-year anniversary
of Blank Space.
of Blank Space.
What year is it? 2025? It's 2015 it started.
Yeah.
That's about right. I went overseas in 2017 and
Yeah.
I remember it was like pumping and then you just kind of shut up shop.
Yeah.
And I went overseas and I was like, all right, that's finished. I'm leaving. No. That's not the reason, but it was good timing. I was like, sweet, I'm not going to miss out and get FOMO.
Everyone bailed after that.
Yeah, that's it, we're out of here. Everyone's gone. Yeah, that's sick. Oh, that was so amazing here. Yeah, okay, so how did you come to be a tattoo artist? So obviously through Bender, you did your apprenticeship.
Yeah.
But now Blank Space. Not how did you become to be a tattoo artist? How did Blank Space Tattoo Shop come about?
So I worked with Bender in his shop that's such a lie. So did my apprenticeship with Bender on and off, in and out of my shop, in and out of his. And then actually it's so wild. So I gave my key back to the real estate and moved all of my shit into Bender's studio. And that night, actually the morning of, he called me and was like, I'm so sorry, but the roof has collapsed and all of your artwork's been destroyed. Yeah, it was crazy too. I had it on a trolley, kind of like not in the middle of the room, but kind of in the middle of the room. And right where the trolley was, the roof had just fucking fully blown in and there was water up to like past our ankles.
What?
So he talked to the real estate. Obviously, I was gutted, and the real estate was like, oh, you know, obviously your artwork's irreplaceable, but we can give you, if you move into old shop, we'll give you a bit of rent off.
Is this Bender as well? Both you and Bender went?
Yeah,
Okay,
so moved the tattoo shop into
door.
my
Old
Blank Space shop.
To the old Blank Space.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so we did that, and he kind of like rearranged the shop so it was a bit more trad tattoo style and not gallery.
Yeah.
And I think we worked in there for like another year, maybe just over. And he had kind of, you know, he didn't have friends or family in the area, and he was starting to get a bit lonely and over it. So one day he was like, you know what, I'm fucking sick of this town. I'm leaving. And I was kind of like, what about me?
Yeah.
I don't want to leave. And he was like, you can fucking have it.
Take the shop.
Take it all. I don't want anything to do with it.
No way.
And at the time, I was like so devastated because I'm like, I don't know how to fucking do this by myself. Like, I was actually pretty confident in that I could do ordering, and I had gotten to a stage where I was like confident enough to tattoo by myself, but I still felt like I needed that person to be like, does this sound right to you? Or like, this person's having this reaction. But it ended up being the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Oh man, he's just given you this opportunity, right?
Yeah. And looking back, I'm like, I can't believe I was so like, well, I guess being thrown in the deep end is sometimes the best way.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have never done it myself.
Fucking oath.
And, you know, it's so funny now because I'm like, oh, you shouldn't open a tattoo shop when you like so green.
No.
But when
Fell in your lap.
I just had no choice.
Just fucking dropped on you fucking. It fell from the ceiling.
It fell from the ceiling.
The opportunity
all the
fell
water
from the fucking ceiling. Fully.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
And so that's how it kind of that's where it started to like kind of ramp up.
And now you have multiple tattoo artists.
Yep.
You have a pretty thriving, very successful business. So how many people do you have working for you now?
So it fluctuates. Kind of like, it's almost like hospo, like artists come and go.
Of course, yeah.
So right now I have 6. So including me, there's 6 artists working.
Uh-huh. And what's the most you've had?
9. Yeah, 9. So we had 4 and 5. Yeah. Oh, well, I guess one of them was a piercer, so I don't know if that counts.
It counts.
But yeah, so people come and go a lot. It's such a strange industry where like it's not contractual or anything like that. So you don't really
in and out.
You can do whatever you want, which is one of like the beautiful sides of it.
But hard maybe.
But it's hard as an owner.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely like so appealing as a tattoo artist because you can work wherever you want, whenever you want.
And bounce.
And as an owner, you're like, holy fuck, please don't leave me.
Have you worked elsewhere in other shops?
Yeah, I've done guest spots.
Yeah.
And
you want to rattle a few off?
One of them's not open anymore, but Aquatica. And then I did a guest spot in Hossegor.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
fully.
at Thomas's shop.
Because, so, we'll get to this, but Tito...
Yeah.
Lavole or Lavol?
Lavol.
Yeah, I always forget that.
Sounds so nice when he says it, but Lavol.
So I did my first ever Still Knows podcast with Tito. Mm-hmm. And he's French, which people hopefully know. But so, and he lived in Hossegor, so that was your foot in, and his buddy Thomas has a shop there, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So we went and just ducked in while we were on holidays. Tax deductible.
Just whipped a couple of fucking...
Yeah.
Whipped a couple of euros and bounced. Mental. Yeah, sick. Because obviously your business is kind of thriving now, right? Like it's kind of cranking.
It's been good. Yeah, we're so lucky. I think...
And your space, where the space is
it's
insane,
so beautiful.
Right?
Yeah. Like we've got a paddock. Yeah, the pub. But we've got a paddock with like 3 horses out the front and you can see the ocean, Green Island. It's so beautiful. And there's always a friggin' rainbow out there. Like all the time.
Thing.
Yeah. And it always lands at the pub.
It must be the aspect, like where it's facing like east-west perfectly.
Or like over the like water. I don't know.
I've noticed that. Yeah. I've actually noticed.
Yeah.
Why is it every time I'm in
magical.
Milton, I see a rainbow?
Yeah, it's definitely magical.
And I guess you got your, I won't say this, but best friend is Ash your best friend?
Yeah.
Okay, so Ash is your best friend.
We're like 3. So me, Ash and Fuzz.
Okay, you are the trio.
Yeah.
Right. So your best friend has a shop next door.
A bar, yeah.
A bar, sorry.
Yeah.
Next door, which has been open about a year.
Yeah.
So that's obviously crazy. And does Fuzz still have the studio down?
She did for a brief sec, but now she's out the back of Milton at Milk House.
But obviously that's pretty cool, being able to, I guess, achieving your goals with your best friend next door. You can just bounce that. Literally, it's like you could yell from your shop and they'd be able to hear you behind the bar making a cocktail.
Yeah, even sometimes like I'll be like locking up in the night. It's like 9 o'clock and I will shut the door, turn the key and turn around and she'll just have a glass of red for me.
Here you go.
And I'm like, I love you. I'm so glad you're here.
Wow, that's kind of...
It was dangerous though for the first like month that they had opened. I swear my friggin' car was just in that car park.
Didn't leave.
Did not leave.
Is it timed?
Nah, not at all. Thank God.
Just come back, you got a wad of fucking fines.
Still paying off the bills.
Still paying off the bills. Yeah, the shop, actually, we're not making any money, we're just paying off the parking ticket. Yeah, well, that's pretty amazing being able to achieve, you know, like living out your dream hand in hand with your best friend that's just next door.
It's so perfect. And we've now it feels a little bit like that kind of ode to the OG blank space of having like events again and being able to like brainstorm in like how can we get gigs happening, how can we integrate tattooing and music and drinking and food.
All the good things.
So it's reignited that in us, and so there's a lot of, you know, like really cool afternoon wines where we just get really excited and talk about the future of what we can bring to the town.
Yeah, and that space is off the highway. Again, like you said, you got a paddock across the road, so you're not really disturbing. It's kind of tucked in enough, but it's not really disturbing anyone.
Yeah, there is like
I'm sure someone
couple
would.
of noise complaints,
Of course.
but
I
you're
mean,
always going to get that.
There's always a noise complaint. It wouldn't matter if you're 4 k's away. Like, someone's always got to have to throw their 2 bobs where.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, cool. Oh man, yeah, it's been a journey. I feel like it's happened pretty quick. I mean, it surprised me when you said it's been 10 years.
I know, what a whirlwind. Time flies when you're having fun.
It's crazy, man. But like, how long have you had the tattoo shop? Like, how long has it been a tattoo shop rather than a gallery?
So 8 years.
8 years.
Yeah.
So Blank Space was 2 years.
Yeah.
2 years of debauchery.
Yes, absolutely. And then I really had to pull my head in because tattooing is stressful.
And it would be hectic. I mean, that's what always like. So okay, what's the pressure like? How much pressure do you feel as a tattoo artist?
Oh, immense.
Because you're putting something on someone that doesn't go away.
Yeah.
Do you feel that pressure? Like, is it fucking intense?
It's so intense. And I think that you'll find like everyone that tattoos is like a little bit fucked up. Like you can't
because of that pressure.
Yeah, like, and you're trying to like. I think now I'm so far in the industry that I can see tattoos that I see yours all the time that I've done 9 years ago.
Yeah.
Or 8 years ago. I was an apprentice, so it would have been around like the 9.
Was that your like how early was that tattoo?
That was like, I don't know. It was either the first or like the second.
It was pretty close.
Yeah, I tattooed Jake's chest.
Let's see. Is it on here?
What is it?
What side? There we go. Look.
So it's a hand holding a rose.
Hopefully my microphone's not in the way.
That's melting as a candle.
And that was me being all emotional and sad and saying love is temporary and I give my love and it just falls away. And all this fucking stupid shit.
And I just got in so much trouble because I wasn't at the stage of my apprenticeship where I was allowed to tattoo chests. I was only arms and legs.
Oh. And you were like, you want a tat? I'll give you one for $50. Or actually, no, I didn't even know.
I think it was free.
That was free.
I was still in the free stage.
You were still free. I remember, like, I think when you were qualified, you were like, yeah, I'll give you a tat, $50. And I was like, $50? Give me 20. Like, but yeah, I remember. And you were like, oh, where do you want it? And you're like pointing down here, and I'm just like,
it smacked
on my chest. You were like, it was my first one anywhere on my torso.
It actually. Like, it's so scary seeing tattoos that old, but I'm like backing it. It actually
mental.
looks sick. Hands are really sketchy already just to draw. So to tattoo them, just smack bang, hand on a chest, first tattoo.
Crazy, yeah.
Ish.
Yep.
Is wild.
And then,
but yeah, so this pressure is on. And so you get in your head so much of like, how is this going to look in 10 years? Is it going to be any good? Especially being, like, I specialise in fine line tattooing.
Yeah, that's hectic.
Which is already, has its, like...
Pros and cons?
Yeah.
What do you reckon the pros and cons are? Like, thick lines, I guess, can blur and look like more of a smudge, but fine line, it's like, it can fall out and shit.
Yeah, well, because it's such a tiny little needle, not as much ink gets deposited into the skin.
Yeah.
So it does tend to, like, your body can break it down a lot quicker than what you can if there's, like, a lot of ink and it's a lot thicker.
Yeah.
But it's really just the controversy of it all. Like, I think when I was starting, it just started to... really pop off fine line. And I think all of the, like, butthurt trad tattoo artists were like, bold will hold, fine lines, all this shit.
Yeah, bold will blur.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. It just depends on the artist, right?
Yeah, of course.
So now that fine line is here to stay, it's not fucking going anywhere. And I think everyone can see now that it can be done really well.
I mean, I'm a young fella from the South Coast, so my opinion isn't obviously gospel, but from what I can tell, you're semi up there in the top big dogs running fine line at the moment, Oz, right? Is that fair to say?
I think, yeah,
it's fair to say, right?
I hope so.
You're like, no, you idiot. There's
well,
like
then I feel
others.
like I'm like big dogging myself.
No,
like,
but it's true. I mean, from what I can tell,
I've been doing it for so long. I definitely was when I started. I don't know if it's like social media wasn't as like broad, but I definitely feel like in my region especially, I was one of the first in the area to do it.
Yep.
And then it definitely got more popular after that. So I've been doing it a long time.
You have.
So
for sure.
I'm feeling pretty confident in that area of expertise.
Do you have to do many touch-ups? Because it's so fine. Like some people's skin don't take to it as well, right?
Yeah. Well,
So you gotta
it's
do
a part
touch-ups.
of it. Definitely, if you're gonna be a fine line artist, you're gonna have to accept that there will be touch-ups.
Yep.
Some people really love that kind of light, sort of grey, faded look. But some people, you know, they'll try it out for a little bit and be like, actually, no, I want it to be a little bit darker. And a second run fine line usually just brings that
And then it's just
pigment
done.
out. Yeah, which is pretty sweet.
So it's like a single touch up.
Yeah.
I know that like you've had to touch up a couple of mine because I go surfing straight away.
Yeah, motherfucker. That's one of the joys of tattooing on the South Coast is everyone's in the
Everyone
water
needs
about
fucking
20 seconds
touch-ups.
after.
That second skin's the shit.
Yeah, that's been a huge game changer.
Fucking oath.
But even Tito, my partner, you know, full tattoo artist, straight in the water after. He's like,
Yeah, you got
I think
so
I got staph.
You got so infected that time, huh?
Yeah. It'd been raining for like 12 days and the water was brown. You could smell it from Milton.
What a fucking maniac. Silly Tito. Okay, well, like, who / I guess what, but who mainly are your, like, main influences?
Well, definitely. Fuck, I've got so many influences. But I think, obviously, well, not obviously, but my dad was my first influence. He was a really good artist. He worked for Disney as an in-betweener. Do you know what an in-betweener is?
I have no idea what an in-betweener is.
So what they do is when they're drawing a Disney movie, so he worked on like The Lion King, Aladdin, what was another one? Goofy movie. But what they do is, so like the characters are already designed and he draws like the movements.
Oh, yeah.
So he makes the move.
In
Yeah.
the book.
So he's that part.
No way.
And so like there's certain elements that my mom's like, oh, this is the bit that your dad drew. And it will be like them ripping up a piece of paper and it flying in the wind.
Wow.
Which was really cool, and like definitely spent hours drawing with him. We had a setup in the garage with like a light box and it was all very cool. He was quite patient with me when I wanted to draw on things that he was drawing on.
Yeah.
But he passed away when I was in year 3, so I don't know.
Okay.
To be honest, like there's a little bit of like trauma blackout around that time.
I mean,
like,
it makes sense.
yeah, so I can never really quite remember how old I was, but I do remember that I was roughly in year 3, year 2 or year 3. And when he passed away, I remember at the funeral, it was actually really cool. Disney did this thing, not only for my mom and dad's wedding, so for their wedding, they gave him a t-shirt with little Mickey Mouses on it. But for his funeral, because he also worked in the fire brigade, one side held up like swords and one side held up pencils, and we walked through underneath. Like it was really
sick.
like really beautiful.
Yeah.
And someone at the wedding said, you know, it's we don't have to be sad, because when we look at Em's smile and her, we can see that he's living on through his kids.
Yeah.
And so that really stuck with me, and so I wanted to draw too. I wanted to be like my dad. I thought he was just like the coolest. And it's not until recently that I've been like, you know, my dad definitely inspired me, but my mom was the single parent buying me the pencils. Like she worked crazy hours as a nurse, and so a lot of the time we'd stay with my nan and granddad, who also, you know, my granddad was a sign writer, he built model ships, he was so incredibly creative.
Oh, is there a video?
Yeah,
of
Dane Singleton made a video of me.
I remember that.
Yeah,
the
and
model ships.
Yeah, so he was always
Sick.
carving something, painting something.
Family of artists.
Well, yeah, and my nan worked in pastels, so
Wow. Is that your dad's parents?
Nah, that's my mom's parents.
Whoa, so strange.
Yeah.
Was your dad's parents artists?
Nah, I don't really know. We don't really. I know my granny like a little bit, but I think my dad's dad was a mathematician.
Wow. So there's a bit of
I don't
brain.
know.
There's a bit of brain in that family.
But I really kind of just hung with my mom's side. After what my dad went through, we kind of got a little bit like estranged from their side of the family.
What? Do you want to talk more about what your dad went through? Because I'm not totally familiar.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. So sweet.
Yeah. Cool.
So, my dad he suicided.
Yeah.
And it's the crazy thing about suicide is that everyone wants to blame someone.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for my mom, that was her. She took the grunt of the storm. And, you know, there's so much
from
anger
his side, the family.
side. Yeah. Even, like, I'm not going to lie, she got a bit of grunt from our side of the family because my dad was a very happy, outgoing person on the outside. And so when he did what he did, everyone kind of was like, you know, it's the wife.
What's she done to him?
Yeah.
No, that's fucked up.
So it really caused so much chaos in our world. And
yeah, fuck.
that's why we moved. We couldn't live in the town anymore because people would yell stuff at her in the shopping centre.
Shit, fuck that.
And, you know, I've grown up with quite a bit of an anxiety disorder. Like, I've taken medication in the past. And I was talking to my mum about it, and she was like, I think it's from me trying to protect you from people saying things when you were younger. Like, when your dad had passed away, people were quite horrible to us.
Yeah.
And so I'd sheltered you, and I think now you still carry that with you.
But fuck, that's motherly instinct. You're not going to just let your kid just go to the dogs,
No,
are you?
no, not at all. But it is shocking that, like, as a little girl, that that people would put any kind of blame on me.
Yeah.
And I still get it. I've had his sister reach out to me actually recently and tell me that if my dad knew who I was now, he would be so disappointed.
Disappointed? What is she got? Does her brain not work?
I literally haven't met her.
You're an artist, a successful artist. Now you're a tattoo artist. Now you've bought a home. You're engaged. Can a dad be more proud?
It's just
Stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Strange anger, and that's built up and built up and built up.
People need to blame him.
Yeah, and it's terrible, but that's what happens. Suicide is a terrible thing.
It's fucked up.
And it hurts the people that are left behind. And it's crazy that even now, you know, like I'm not angry at my father, and I definitely don't blame him. Like, he was going through it, but it's still. It can still hurt you in the future in ways that you can't even imagine.
Oh, of course. It's fucking full on, man. Like, especially a little girl without a dad, it's pretty hardcore.
Yeah, but it's been epic finding Tito.
Yeah, well, yes. This is what I want to discuss. So, you are engaged to Tito.
I am.
Right?
Yeah.
This happened last year.
Actually, 2 years ago. What? I know, time flies.
Fucking hell, man. Okay, so you guys got engaged.
Yeah.
So that's your fiance.
Yeah.
But I'm right in saying that Tito's dad also passed away.
Yeah.
Was that suicide as well?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yeah. So we both share that.
Is that kind of nice? Not nice, but is that helpful in you dealing with that trauma? Because obviously you guys have to share that trauma. Was it a similar age?
He was just a little bit older than me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's helped me so much in the way that when I was younger and I didn't know how to process it, I would throw myself a pity party, and I would be like, you know, I can be like this because my dad died, and, you know, get angry, and I didn't know how to process my feelings. But then, you know, meeting Tito and then like finding out he's been through the same thing, it almost didn't give me that pedestal to stand on and be like, I'm angry.
Poor me. Yeah, fully.
I'm like, oh shit, poor us. And like when I'd be like, you don't understand, and you'd be like, I kind of do.
Darling, I do.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, fully.
And he's got a similar setup. Like, just a sister and his mom. And her name's Deb too, like my mom.
Wow.
Yeah, Deb and Deb. And they've both been through the ringer.
It's not a very French name.
Yeah, Deborah.
Deborah. Yeah, right.
So yeah, it's actually insane the similarities that we have, and it's helped so much.
Yeah.
But it's also, you know, changed how we kind of see our future. Like, we've talked about having kids and you know what that would mean, knowing that we have such a, you know, a big kind of darkness of mental health in our family, and what that would mean of, like, you know, imagine having a child and being like, oh, you don't have any granddads because they all died. I know that it's not something that, like, should fully get in the way of that decision, but I'm not going to say that we don't take those sort of things lightly.
Well, I mean, it's not something you take lightly, is it? But fuck. Yeah, I mean, I guess you guys can be the authors of the next chapter. You can go, look, this happened. This is what we've been through.
Yeah.
This is something that is a part of our history.
Yeah.
And we're here to rewrite the script.
Yeah, and that's so true.
So
there's always, it's funny with family, right?
Oh, it is. So like, do you have days where like someone, for some reason, it just boils up, and you're just like, yep, I know exactly how you're going right now?
Yeah, we have both.
It's been a long time, I guess.
It's been so long. Like, it almost feels like a past life at this stage. There's only like some things that would simmer up, like, you know, when Tito did propose to me, and we'd be like, you know, your typical wedding, your dad walks you down the aisle. Of course. But in saying all of this, I've now known my stepdad, Mick, for longer than way longer.
Way longer, yeah.
And he's my dad. Yeah, he's dad.
Yeah, that's
and
cool.
I like love him so much. He took on like the most broken family, and he just nurtured us into what we are now. Like,
Sick.
and he would have been so young, like 30 when he met my mom. And
crazy, man. Some people just got that nurturing, that they just got that in them.
Yeah,
that's a lot to take on.
Well, I used to be like, I hate you, because he was a cop, and he'd be like, you can't sneak out,
you can't this,
you can't drink, you're 15, and I'm like, I hate you, you're not my dad.
Yeah, shut
and
up.
now
I'm
I'm
like,
like, Dad, how do I do my tax?
Dad, I've been naughty, can you arrest me? Yeah, far out, because it's such an interesting thing that two people with such a similar past have come together, and like, it's so, I mean, clearly obviously meant to be.
Yeah.
But like, two artists.
Yeah.
Who are now tattoo artists. Actually, so while we're on that, so Tito is now a tattoo artist.
Yeah.
He was your apprentice.
Yeah, well, first he was my email person.
And he told me, actually, possibly in the last interview, I think, he told me that, like, he used to use sort of, I guess it was like the old ChatGPT or Siri or something, the translator.
Yeah.
And he used to punch in what he needed to say in French and it'd spit it out. But it's so robotic because the languages are so different.
Dude, and there'd be S's in the wrong places. Like,
and people were like, what the
He's
fuck?
like, please put the monies in the bank. It will be $50. And the like dollar sign would be in the wrong place. And people would call me being like, is this
there a
real?
robot?
Is this legit?
Am I talking to a robot?
It sounded full scam, but he just would whack so many smiley faces in there too, just to like
I'm happy.
be extra nice.
Happy, it's all good.
But he had no plans of being a tattoo artist.
He's an insane artist.
Yeah, he's an insane artist, but he's so insane. Like, he studied fine arts in France. He
He's
was
insane.
a snob. He was such a art snob that he was like, oh, tattoos.
Yeah.
I'm way too abstract and cool.
And just do lines. Are you kidding?
And then he spent like 6 months doing my emails, and he was like, show me the way.
Fuck
I
this.
will give me that machine.
I'm sick of hitting keys. I want to draw.
Yeah. And he's so good at it.
He's so good, man. It is that good having two of my best friends being tattoo artists. I just roll in, I'm just like, get the gun out. Zzz. That is like, literally nearly, like, I think almost, except for that one I got in Colombia, nearly everything you can see, and the ones I got when I was like 16 with Das. Me and Das got that stupid gun.
I like that though.
But the rest of them are you guys.
Yeah.
Which is so sick.
It's so good being able to work together. It's like, I told you, like, my roots are so set. I feel so happy.
You're so
Everything
set.
is good.
Essentially the dream is you're living it.
Yeah.
So
and
good.
like, people ask me all the time, do you get sick of working together?
Well, that's what I wanted to ask.
And not at all.
Is it ever like you're the boss?
Yeah.
Are you ever like, fucking sharpen up, boy? You know, pull your weight, have a crack, stop fucking leaving your shit everywhere. But he's pretty meticulous, isn't he?
He's pretty meticulous. Another thing too, it's crazy because this is his first real job. Like, his first official job. And so, like, he's just such a clever, intelligent person. Like, you can put him in any scenario and he will just be good at it.
Yeah.
So there's no dramas. I don't have to get the shits with him because he knows.
He is a freak
He is.
of the best intelligent kind. But he is a freak. He's good at surfing. He's good at art. His English is suddenly perfect.
I know. He speaks better English than me. I always ask him.
He can speak Australian English better than some Australians.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
He's picked up on the South Coast slang and speaks it as good as us. Like,
yeah.
he'll be like throwing my own cheap shots at me sometime, and I'm like, It's like crazy that you can even absorb and then translate and then project that back.
It's
like,
crazy.
He's
Because when I
very
first
smart.
met him, he was so, well, like, we were both so young, but he was fresh.
How old?
I think he was just about to turn 20.
Fucking
Well,
hell.
I was, like, not that old either. Like, I was 24, I think.
Yeah.
So that's, like, normal,
Can I
right?
ask how old you are now?
33.
Young.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Green
young.
chicken. How old's Tito? 28.
28, I think. It feels like he's been 28 for
So you've been
many
together
years.
nearly 10 years?
Yeah.
Holy
Like,
shit.
pretty much. So when I just, like, yeah,
Blank space, went to sleep. Tito
came
alive.
in. Yeah.
That's when I left, and that's
Yeah.
when he came. He's
Yeah.
there we go.
So it's all flown really nicely.
Hasn't it? Oh man, yeah. Because I kind of missed his grand entrance into
Yeah.
town because I was overseas.
So you got back and you're like, who the fuck is this
Like,
French
who's this
dude?
fucking smiley fucking French guy in the surf? Like, you know, like, this is my town, bro.
Oh, I fell in love with him the moment I laid eyes on him in the
Yeah.
fish and chip shop.
At the start, I was like, who is this guy? He's always like so smiley in the surf. I'm like, what's going on with him? And then like through Jai, he was
So
like,
smiley.
you're gonna really like Tito. Just trust me. Just give him a chance. You're gonna like him. And I hung with him once, and I was like, ooh, I like Tito.
He's a good man.
He's a freak.
He's
And I
a
like
freak.
freaks. I was like, I love this
So
guy.
do I, apparently.
I really like freaks.
I think I might be a freak too.
Oh, I'm for sure a freak. Yeah, okay, so you guys have just recently gotten engaged.
Mm-hmm.
Wedding.
Technically recently.
It's not that
Nah.
recent. Yeah, we just discussed that.
Yeah.
Not that recent. But you guys are engaged.
I think after putting all our money into the house,
It's going to be a while.
yeah, we poor as fuck. We're just going to wait.
Mhm.
And also, like, why do all the good things all at once? You got to spread it out.
That's true. What's going to happen when you just punch it all in a few years and then it's
Yeah.
like, now what?
Now
We just sort
what?
of live with our chickens and cats and dogs and
Yeah,
What
maybe
else
we'll
you
get
got?
a duck.
fuck else you got fucking dark, yeah. Shit.
Yeah. You're a duck.
But you just bought a house,
Yeah.
right? So you guys were renting a house
Yeah.
off someone, which you obviously got really comfortable in, and
Yeah.
you proposed to her.
No, they
Can we
came to
buy it?
us.
Right.
Yeah, so actually they came to us. They're like, we need to sell. We got to go, but we really love you guys and we want to help you with your future. So we would love to just do this as like a private sale between the two of you. And at the time we really had no kind of, well, not desire, but we kind of didn't think we could buy a house. We hadn't really looked into it that properly.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, we want to do it by this date, which actually was going to be, that was last year when we had Tito and I had a really big exhibition together, a joint exhibition.
What was that called? Doesn't matter.
Literal and lateral.
Literal and lateral. That was mental.
Yeah.
So Tito did like what all those ply sort of 3D
Massive woodworks.
pop out woodworks.
Yeah.
And you did
I did illustrations.
illustrations like this one here.
Yeah. Because we were working on this and we had our studio set up, we were like,
Is this
fuck.
just, what have you done this with?
I've done it with a bunch of shit.
So pencil.
A pencil, graphite. I did a little
graphite?
bit. It was pencil.
Okay. Yeah.
What else? Bit of charcoal. I used some white pencil.
White pencil.
Yeah, white pencil.
Okay, so that's how. Because I always thought, geez, it must be hard to like shade around to get those fucking in there. Like,
Yeah, I
so
did
you have a
also
white
like a
pencil.
bit of the hair with like graphic. I drew it on an iPad for that really like dark, and then
Wow.
drew on top of that.
So there's
So
layers.
it's kind of it's so layered.
Wow, that's the original hair.
Yeah, so it's super,
Sweet.
super layered. There's lots and bits and pieces in there, and it took about 40 hours
That is
to do this piece hanging behind us.
couple of grey hairs in there. Is this based off someone? Is that Tito's chest?
Nah, but it looks pretty fucking similar. Pretty European. I love when Fernanda bought it, because she said that she loves God and it is sexy. And
Sexy
that's-
God.
Sexy God. So Brazilian.
It's so Brazilian. Oh man. Yeah, that was funny, man. I just remember Tito's speech. We were like, speech. He gets up. Thank you all for coming. Very happy to everyone see my work. Okay, bye.
I know, and there was like the round of applause.
Everyone's like, yeah,
anything he says and does, people just froth on it.
Yeah, and he's
It's
like,
the accent.
it's the accent, and he's so charismatic. He's like a cartoon character.
Yeah.
Like, he's so easy to
Big
love.
smiley
He's
character.
a big.
But yeah, so we were making the artworks for this exhibition in the house we were living in, and we couldn't move because we were doing all the artwork.
And it was all
prep.
in the shed, right?
All in the shed. It would have just been an absolute fucking nightmare to even find a place. So our landlords were epic. They were like, you can wait till after your art exhibition and then we can try to do this. And it happened really smoothly and easily. And they came to the art exhibition. They're the biggest friggin' legends.
Really? I wish I met who it was.
Yeah.
Do I know them?
They have a house in around Barilla as well. But they're from England, but they've been here for ages.
Okay.
They're the biggest
What's
legends.
the name?
Kevin and Vicky.
Don't know Kevin and Vicky.
But we call him the Kevstar.
The Kevstar.
Yeah.
Don't know.
That's
if I
how
know.
tight we are.
Tight. Bought your house. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Kevstar.
Yeah. Oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a pretty mega mortgage?
Oh, yeah. I don't think anyone doesn't have a mega mortgage
It's true.
now.
It's a stupid question.
Yeah, we're all... I think everyone's
not
a
as
bit
simple as-
freaked out.
It was a little bit hard for you for a bit, right? Because, see, when you're employed on the books, you can show steady income. Was it hard
Oh, yeah.
for someone to lend you money?
Well, I just think, like, tattooing is just such a... No one knows the
niche.
industry.
It could drop
Yeah.
out as if it's gonna.
They
but it
walk
could.
in, they're just like, so do you sell drugs on the side? Like, how do you make money? And you're like, it's actually
I draw
so
on people.
legit now. Like, we have like an FPOS machine. Like,
Yeah. You guys.
it's
are
not
cranking.
all like cash in hand, like the good old days.
not
It's
bikie steez.
so legit. Like,
Yeah.
we get audited and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, we're run
sick.
through the police.
Did you go through a broker
Yeah.
and they just got you dialed in?
Yeah.
Sick.
It felt
it's
really
hard
hard
for
and stressful at the
Contractors
time.
and subcontractors.
Yeah, super hard. And
Yeah.
she helped us out heaps. But
Good on her.
at the time, it felt really difficult. Like, just so many fucking forms and also big amounts of money that are just unfathomable.
It's hectic, eh?
And then once it was over, I was like, that wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Tina's like, I think it was.
I think it was actually really fucking hard. Yeah. Far out.
But that's done now. And we're not moving for a very long time. I don't want to do it again.
Yeah. No, well, you don't have to, right? That's
Yeah,
home.
we're done.
You just built that one of our good friends, Tom Howard, built that beautiful fence out the
We've
front.
got a white picket fence.
And that
we
little
really
arch.
are.
Yeah, you guys are...
Suburban
you guys
dream
are nesting.
motherfuckers.
He's a nesting.
We're nesting. Nesting for more dogs.
Oh, man, more dogs, ducks, whatever the fuck else starts with a D. Donkey.
Dove.
Get a donkey.
Yeah.
Dove. Couple of doves.
Mm.
Turtle doves.
Doves.
So you guys have got Flash May coming up.
Yeah. Biggest
What are we?
event.
Middle of April.
Yeah.
So you guys are in prep mode for Flash May.
We are. So
How is that going?
this is our 5th Flash May.
Can we explain Flash May?
So
actually?
Flash May is this psychotic event that we came up with just, I think it was like before the second lockdown or after the second lockdown, where for the whole month of May, we don't take any bookings. You just show up
Walk-ins.
and get a tattoo. And because at the time the shop was just me, like, it was actually, I think Tito did the first Flash May too, or maybe not. But we kind of thought that people would come in like drips and drabs throughout the day, just no appointments. It means I didn't have to design as much in the night times. And I think the first day was really chill, and the second day I got there was like 20 people lined up out the front of the shop. And I opened the door. So what happens is it's Flash, which means I've pre-designed all of the drawings.
So all the artists have booklets of designs pre-made.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the idea of it is that you just turn up on the day, you pick a design, and you get tattooed on that day. So no bullshit waiting for like a few months.
People can all get the same. Is it like
you've just got the repeatable
book?
designs.
Okay.
Yeah. So I did non-repeatable one year, but I was out of Flash by like the first week.
Yeah,
so
fuck,
it's
that's
like
impossible.
5 weeks.
What do you have to make 500?
Yeah, it would be
tattoos?
psychotic. And
Impossible.
I think too that would be a bad business strategy in that people would be scared that if they did make the trip down, because a lot of our clientele comes from Canberra and
Oh,
Sydney.
and you'd miss the one you wanted.
Yeah, so there'd
that's-
be no point. And then also in this day and age, people are just going to take your tattoo and get your design and get tattooed somewhere else anyway.
Yeah.
So you may as well make it available.
What's a flash worth, roughly, if you don't mind me asking?
So it can be anywhere from minimum is 150.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know.
400? 500?
Oh, some of the girls probably will do a little bit more. My style is kind of more like, 150 to like 455.
Yeah.
I don't know. It depends. I've got a bit of shaded work this year. So
might be...
Yeah, it might be a little bit... Probably not more than that, though.
Yeah. And so people line up.
Yeah.
They put their name...
On a list.
Do you have to sit there and wait for each person to get their tat?
No, not at all. We kind of really encourage people to like go into the town, spend money at like
Milton,
the patisserie. Yeah, even $1, because sometimes you could be waiting for like 5 hours.
Yeah.
So we're like, go to the movies, go for a bushwalk.
Is in a line. Everyone's in a line. You come in, you put your name down, and you can piss off and go and do whatever you want.
Yeah. We've had people go to Mogo Zoo while they're waiting.
How do you know when you're on?
We give them a call.
You call and say, look, you're going to be ready to go in 20 minutes.
Maybe like half hour.
Okay, half hour.
And then, just kind of start making your way there, wrap up. Or if they're like, oh shit, I'm actually at the movies, I'll be like a little bit longer. We'll just bring the person behind them in front. Yeah.
Okay.
But heaps of people a lot of people get accommodation for the weekend so that it's better to get there earlier, but if you're last in the line, you might be getting tattooed at like 11 o'clock at night and you don't want to be driving after that. So it's good to stay local.
So you're working like what time are you starting?
I start at 9. Well, you get there at 8:30, finish at 12:30.
Fucking hell.
5 days a week for a whole
month.
month.
Are fucking so roasted at the end of it.
Yeah.
Okay, and
that's why we celebrate so hard at the end of Flash Bash.
This one's looking pretty good. A good friend of ours, Ben Jackson, aka Panel Beater, is DJing. I didn't even know that he had his own like
I had no idea.
Fucking flash, or whatever you want to call it.
Insane. He's like DJing in some crazy places.
I know that he's good with Dorf and he's good with music. I didn't know that he was actually like, and I hit him up and I was like, you forgot to mention that you're playing at that. And he's like, yeah, we're on, get a ticket. So good.
It's going to be the biggest event.
So roughly how many people would you say personally do you reckon you're tattooing?
So I can tattoo anywhere from like 8 to 20 people in a day.
And you're doing 30 days?
Well, we have Mondays, Tuesdays off.
Okay, so you're doing...
Oh, God, I
20.
couldn't...
Let's just say 20.
Yeah, like 20, yeah.
Oh, it'd be just under... It'd be 20, right? Pretty much bang on the nose almost.
Yeah, I'm so bad with maths.
4 weeks, so minus 10 out of 30, 20.
Good work, Jake.
Just under. It'd actually be 22 because you take... It'd be 22 days. There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think...
I just kind of like block it out a little bit because it's so much work that's coming for us.
Is that...
Sometimes, though, you will get days. Like last year, we had this day that was torrential. And we actually put out a warning on our Instagram to be like, oh, don't drive. It's so fucking dangerous.
Yeah, I remember.
So there can be, this is the fear of Flash May. This is where I sit and get really in my head.
Could rain or May.
Maybe no one will come. Maybe everyone will come. We just don't know.
As if they're not going to come. Are you kidding me? That is not the issue. The issue is, holy shit, I hope I can get everyone. Right?
I do hope that too, because I don't want anyone making the trip and not getting tattooed.
Yeah.
But I definitely, I'd make sure that everyone gets tattooed. I'm a bit of a psycho like that.
Yeah, that's good.
But it's like the adrenaline, right? It's so fucking exciting turning up to work and there's like 20 people outside of your shop. You're like, feel like a friggin' rock star.
You are a rock star.
No, the month after is so sad.
You drive past, you look and you're like, holy shit, what's going on? There's Stones playing down the road. Fucking hell. Do you have any suggestions for people that are coming to get a tattoo for Flash May? Do you have any... Get there early, get there late?
Get there early. The earlier you get there, the quicker you get tattooed, the quicker you can bail.
In and out like a fiddler's elbow.
Unless you are planning on like staying the night or even staying. I feel like accommodation is key.
Okay.
If you get there early or if you get there late, you want to be staying close.
Okay.
And there is a place across the road that's like $100 a night. It's pretty good.
Where?
At the rooms above.
Oh, the Milton Hotel above the rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
And you can see the line from the window.
$100 a night, really?
Yeah, or like 120.
Something around that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You kind of thought, I just assumed to be like...
There's like more fancy rooms. I think the $100 ones are like the one where...
Semi-budget, no bathroom or something.
Yeah. It's like right. Shared bathroom, but fuck it. You're just going to be in and out.
That's it. Well, What's your favourite band or what's your favourite music?
Oh, fuck. That's like the
That's a hard
scariest
one.
question.
I like
hey.
that one because it fucking makes people squirm. Look, squirming.
You can.
You want to top up?
I think of the Growlers.
Ooh,
Yeah,
sick.
I'm back to back the Growlers.
Wow, I like
Dane
that.
Singleton got me onto
Same.
it, and it's
You want
like
more?
the old. Yeah, I'll have a little bit.
We'll top up for you.
Top up. Yeah, ever since he used to play it always when we started playing
did.
Space, and it's so ingrained in my mind as like good times.
Yep, they are good time music.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I really, they're definitely top of my hits.
Okay. Let's punch out a couple of quick ones.
Okay.
Any regrets?
Nah,
No regrets.
not at all.
No regrets. Did you get that tattooed?
Yeah, no regrets. What everyone gets.
Yeah.
Yeah, no regrets.
None. Okay. What about your biggest fuck up?
Biggest fuck up.
It can be
Oh
on.
fuck! I've heard you ask this before, and I should have
Yes.
thought about
I
it.
like this one.
My
People
biggest
struggle with this one,
fuck
but like
up.
it can be on a night out. It could be tattooing, possibly. If you don't want to talk about that, maybe it could be a little sensitive. But what about
Oh, I have done one,
go?
like a bad fuck up on a tattoo.
Yeah, is it bad to talk about? Will it get you in trouble?
Nah. She's cool. This is like,
I've got a disclaimer you can sign that says anything on this podcast isn't deemed to be necessarily true. This is just purely for the sake of
Yeah.
entertainment. You can sign that if you want.
I've had one fuck up. It's so embarrassing.
Go.
And I think about it all the time, but I spelt something wrong.
Ooh.
And poor girl, we didn't pick up on it, but it was the word surprise. And
You've
so
got the
there's
R.
there's like a secret R in there.
Sup. I mean, come on.
Surprise.
Like, surprise. You're not
I
going to
know.
go, surprise.
I
Americans.
know.
Maybe Americans go, surprise.
Surprise. I spelt it wrong.
No, that makes sense.
And
That's
I
fine.
I feel that was so long ago, and she forgave me, and we ended up like having fun with it and putting like a little like R with
Little
an
arrow.
arrow.
I mean, that's kind of like...
But I learnt my lesson so hard and fast that day,
Yeah.
and I have not spelt anything wrong since.
So, obviously, fucking up and failure is a big part of progressing as an artist.
Yeah, and I will never do that again.
Wow. That's the only one.
Yeah, well, that I know of.
Pretty good story. I don't know of, and someone calls up, hey, you actually wrote my name backwards or something. Oh, shit. That's yeah.
No.
Do you consider yourself a role model?
Well, I've got two little sisters, and I think I'm a role model to them.
Okay. Are they into art? Are they in...
Nah, not at all.
Just don't give a shit.
I think like because I was like school captain and stuff, and they're young. Like one's 14 and one is just turned 18. Like that kind of like school influence.
These mix kids?
Yeah, Mick and mums. Yeah.
Cool.
So I don't know. They used to think I was so cool, and now they don't.
Yeah, they think you're a dork.
Yeah,
That's what happens. That's what happens.
So
Yeah.
sad. But
All
I think that I'll be a role model to them.
I think you'd be a role model to a lot of aspiring artists too. I mean, you definitely are. You've gathered yourself, you've built yourself a following, so I guess everyone that's following that is an artist is going to look at you as a role model. I wonder, like, do you think, like, do you know of any younger people in town that are aspiring artists do they come to you for advice, or is there people that you know are eager to learn from you?
I have had a few people.
Cool.
Like definitely.
Do you feel pressure from that, or like not really? I guess being an artist is expressive. You can kind of be whatever the fuck you want, right?
Yeah, I think
I like that.
I don't feel pressure from it. I just wish I had more time to
Give them
kind
more
of
time.
hone in. Like I've had a couple of moms reach out to me that have been like, oh, like my daughter's struggling a little bit at the moment.
Can you
She
help?
really likes, she loves where you're at and what you're doing. Could you have like coffee with her? And I'm like, oh, fuck, I so want to.
But
Right now I just,
yeah.
like, I can't even have coffee with my own mum.
Is there actually? That's my last question. I'm not gonna jump there yet. But like, we will a little bit. Is there like a goal to have someone take not your spot, but take a bit more of a leadership role, so you can step back? Like when kids becomes a thing, how do you see that transition? Because you're blank space. You're the artist.
Yeah.
You're M. Reid. People kind of blank space for M. Reid.
Yeah.
And Tito, obviously, but he has had less time being associated with blank space. So
Yeah.
blank space is you.
Yeah, I am blank
How
space.
do you think that that transition will happen when you want to have a family. How do you pull away from that?
To be honest, like, we don't really want to have a family.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were saying before you discussed it, but then we didn't really get to the bottom if that's going to happen.
And I did say, like, a lot, of course we have to bear in mind what
would happen.
Our history of mental illness is in the family. But I just fucking love working. I love my career.
Grind.
I love it.
You fucking grind.
I would go nuts. If I didn't work, I wouldn't have a reason to shower in the morning. Like, I just love it. I always have since I was really young. I started working before I was 13.
Yeah, you've been grinding forever.
And so, I don't know, right now, who knows? I'll never say never. But that isn't in my radar.
Okay.
Like, right now, like, I want to work until I'm like a decrepit old lady.
Until your fucking hands are too haggard, you can't even hold
and then you
gun.
just have to tie a tattoo machine to my arm and I will still try.
If you're old, mate.
Yeah. Like, that's my plans. And if my body does fail me, then I think that I'll still do traditional art. Like,
You still paint. Maybe, like, is painting less...
Yeah. Well,
less
illustrating is a little bit... So it's still fucked for your back and
there's
stuff.
so many little...
Yeah, but
like, what if your hands
with tattooing,
cramp up?
there's a lot of, like, awkward positions, like leaning over the top of people.
You're kind of governed by someone else's position.
Yeah, too, right? And how flexible they are. But, like, with a piece of paper, you can, like, fling that thing around
wherever you want.
Yeah. But
interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, I'll never say never, but right now, and I am, I'm getting older. Kids aren't on my radar.
Yeah. Fair.
Blank space is.
Blank space is your kid.
Here's my baby.
There you go.
It is.
You have a baby.
I have a big baby.
Well, he's 10 now.
Yeah.
Get closer to
I
10.
have a child.
She? Is it a he or she?
Fuck, I think it's a she.
It's a she. It makes
She's
more
big
sense.
femme energy.
Yeah. She's getting to that age. She's a little bit bitchy. Starting to give you a bit of backlash.
Sometimes, yes.
Oh, do you practice any form of, like, meditation or spirituality or something? Because obviously you've had to deal with quite a bit of trauma in your past.
Yeah.
I guess, how did you deal with that, and how do you feel like maybe you deal with that now? Is there differences? Have you developed ways to handle that shit? You said you struggle with mental health.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that?
I've gone in and out of heaps of different things. Like, I was pretty religious when I was younger. That helped a little bit.
Christian?
Catholic. Yeah, I was raised Catholic. And then, a bit of self-medicating in my early 20s.
As we all do. As we maybe still do.
And then proper medicating, in my 20s.
Antidepressants or something? Or
antidepressants, yeah. Mainly
Did they help?
anxiety. They worked for a while, but then, I had this thing of being like, I feel like I can, like, take this on by myself.
Yeah, cool.
And surprisingly, a lot of people do think that, and it can be quite dangerous. But for me, luckily, it worked. I'm not medicated now.
Yeah.
But like, I've dabbled in meditation, spirituality. I've done Reiki.
Helps.
I love to just try a bunch of shit.
Try it all.
And I will, I will talk to a psychic. I will talk to a counselor. I've been to, like, so much counseling.
Yeah. What do you think was, like, did you have any that was sort of like, oh, well, that you come out and you go, wow, that really benefited me?
I think I went to this one counseling session because my biggest problem wasn't depression, it was anxiety.
Okay.
And so, like, she did this, like, one crazy... Nothing really worked. I hate visualization shit, which is crazy because I'm an artist. But she was like, all right, I just want you to visualize, like, all your emotions are boxes on a stage. And I shut my eyes begrudgingly and did it. And she's like, now, right now, anxiety is the box at the front of the stage. I want you to mentally pick that box up and put it to the back of the stage. Mm-hmm. And it was like this fucking moment where I was like, holy shit, I am just focusing on one emotion.
One box.
Yeah, where I have, like, all these other emotions that I never, like, I would wake up in the morning and go, oh shit, I feel really anxious, and then focus on that and then have a panic attack.
Yeah.
But I never wake up and go, oh, I feel really happy.
It's a crazy thought sometimes. Like, if I ever get like that, like, you are essentially in control.
Yeah.
You can be like, no, and it can take a little while to, like, reset and readjust, but it is possible.
Yeah, well...
I guess, like what you just said, I'm going to put that box up the fucking back.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put the ones that are necessary at the front. And that helped.
It helps so much. And usually I'm like rolling my eyes a little bit like, oh yeah, sweet, I'll do that. Especially because anxiety is such a physical emotion. Like you feel lightheaded, you feel shaky, heart palpitation.
I've got that a couple of times and this is kind of new and I'm like, I can see the fucking thing down. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Sweaty
here?
And stuff. So unlike any other emotion, like it really controls your body.
Yeah.
And, you know, that was a while ago and I didn't actually need to go back to therapy for a while after that. And I try to do that again now when I'm being like, all right, I'm just focusing on how anxious I am and not how happy I am or how sad I am or how like all these other emotions create me. It's kind of like that movie, like Inside Out. It's like the best kids movie for like understanding your emotions.
I don't know if I know it.
Yeah, it's good. It's like a Pixar film. But when I watched that, I was like, hey, that's kind of like what she was saying. But yeah, I think that was probably one of the best aha moments that I had.
So at the moment, are you would you say, is there anything you currently do now to keep, if you get anxious?
Gardening.
Gardening?
Yeah.
Oh, you were telling me about you picking the caterpillars off.
And feeding the chickens.
Were you feeling anxious that day? Was that
Yes, I was.
I'm going to feed some caterpillars to my chickens and I'm going to feel better.
Because usually I'll go outside and, you know, like have a wine and a cigarette and it doesn't really help. But now I feel like if I like go and I pick the grubs off my plants and feed them to my chickens or collect some eggs.
Wow.
Or it brings me back to that moment.
Go and spend a bit of time in the petting zoo.
It fucking helps.
Yeah. Wow, sick.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Highly recommend.
I like that a lot. Yeah. Well, do you have anything that really pisses you off?
People that talk in movies.
Talk in movies? Doesn't everyone talk in movies?
No, like over the top.
In the movies.
Yeah.
You're talking like when you're sitting in the music, in the cinema.
Yeah, and someone's yelling.
Yeah.
That fucking sucks a dick.
Surely everyone fucking hates that.
Yeah, nah, they don't. I've got a friend.
Really?
Hannah Stubbles, I'm talking about you.
What, she doesn't care if people talk in the movies?
She will yell out in movies. And when she tells me about it, she knows it riles me up.
Oh.
So yeah, that's like the one thing.
My gosh.
I love you, but stop doing that.
What the hell? Hannah, you can't be that fucking person. I hate when people talk in movies. I'm like, if I'm watching a movie with a partner, with a friend, anyone, I'm engaged. If someone's trying to ask, I'm just like, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to watch.
Yeah, or like, oh, do you know who's that? Who's that? I'm like, I'm watching the same fucking movie.
What just happened here? I'm just like, what? Just shut up.
Yeah, don't even start me. I will skis.
Yep. Okay. Sweet. I'm glad. I'm with you on that one. Eh?
Okay. Thank you.
Fuck that. Goals.
Goals.
Yeah.
Fuck, my goal is to kind of get the balance in general.
That's a good goal.
Yeah.
I like that.
A balance of hanging with friends, a balance of seeing my family, a balance of work.
Party.
And also a balance of having fun still in like drawing and art.
Yeah.
Because right now it's
a career and it's hard.
It's hard, but I love it still, but it is work. So I'm trying to find that balance.
How do you think you can do that?
Manage my time better. I know that I have to do
balance
it.
a party. Got to be a bit of party in there.
Yeah, a bit of party, of course.
Always.
Yeah, I'm not.
Don't lose that.
I will never lose
that.
Unfortunately, that is here to stay.
That is there to stay. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're pretty much wrapping it. This is kind of the final one.
Yep.
This can kind of stump people sometimes.
Okay.
So what's coming up for Em Reid? Where do you reckon you'll be in the next 2 to 5 years? Where do you see yourself? Where do you want to see yourself? This is open to interpretation.
Yeah.
But
I think
what's coming up?
I think like right now, I told you, like right now I'm in this like little bliss bubble of, you know, having my fiance, having my garden, my eggs, my house. I think right now is just like kind of everything there. I love the base of it, but I'm just figuring out the balance.
Yep.
And I think that's what I'm going to do. Kind of refine the life that I have now.
Okay.
And hopefully a bit more travel, because that's been like on the back burner a little bit.
Wedding?
Nah, everyone can calm down. We're not getting married for a while.
5 years.
Maybe 5 years.
2 to 5. 2 to 5 is the time, mate. Come on. I want to go to the wedding.
We've had a few people on our case.
I want to go to the wedding.
It's going to be a big wedding.
It's going to be a big wedding. Guadalupe.
Well, hopefully.
Is that what the talk was?
I feel like
I've heard a bit of that.
we would love to get married in Guadalupe. So
will come.
I feel like we need to give everyone about 5 years notice because it's going to cost $1 billion.
I don't care. I am going.
And like it takes about 40 hours to fly there.
I still don't care.
All right. 5 years time. You heard it here first.
Right. What's the date? Let me check. We are on 16th of April. 16th of April, 2030. We're on.
Oh, ew. I can't believe that that's actually a date. That's
a solid
soon.
number.
2030.
2030 is not.
That sounds like the future.
It does. Maybe we can all teleport there. And it'll be cheap.
Yeah.
You just buy a teleport machine, $6,000, get it installed at your home, fucking sunk, free flights.
Chat GTP just sends you there.
Chat GPT, screw like Qantas points and that, just fucking just come. Doof. Guadalupe, let's go.
Yep.
LFG.
2030 in our hovercrafts.
LFG. Let's fucking go. What do you think? Actually, that's a good one. What do you think of like the "Let's Go" movement? You into it? Or?
What is that?
You know, everyone's just going "Let's go."
Nah.
Come on.
Oh, I'm still on correct.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's just like it just suddenly came about. Everyone just started going "Let's go," and I'm like,
maybe there has that and I haven't realised.
I don't know. LFG, let's fucking go.
Oh, that's what LFG. I thought you were talking
LFG.
about an airport.
Nah.
Oh my god, am I showing
London,
my age?
London, freaking Galway. Yeah, okay, Well, we can pretty much wrap it there, but thank you.
Jake.
That was good. Thanks for getting raw.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for just stripping it all back. It was very nice. I actually learned a lot. I kind of thought I knew most things, but there's still a bit there that I didn't know. So it was nice to sit down with you and actually like break it all down and
Thanks, Jake.
learn a lot, but appreciate it. I've had 3 glasses of wine, so I'm going to leave you with the rest of that.
Thank you, sir.
So I'm getting a little
I'll
bit...
take that home to my awesome fiance.
You can take it back to your fiance. But, cheers.
Cheers.
And look forward to seeing it all unfold in the next few years. And LFG.
LFG.
All right, cheers, Em.